All right, hello, hello. I haven't started that. Hold on. This. Sorry, guys. A little bit of a late start. Of course, it's like it's go time, and then everything like has to get crazy. What was I looking for? There we go. Wednesday. When yesterday? Right. Going back. Everything is slow. Sound is a little bit low. Maybe a little bit. There we go. Copy. It should be okay. I just wasn't talking. I was kind of just talking to myself, Neuro. But it actually may be a little bit low. Yeah. So the kid that just went home, or the kid, hold on, I gotta find this thing. Where is it? Where is it? The kid that is coming home who got the cough. This morning he was doing this. I was like, dude, that's not even what the cough sounds like. I was like, if you're gonna try to fake it, at least do it, the right kind of cough. But yeah, he was doing the wrong kind of cough. But it's funny, like in Discord, because I had to restart everything. It says that he's playing Overwatch right now. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're at school. Can you turn your PC off? Hold on. Whoops. All right, there we go. I just sent us something. All right, so yeah, so kids driving me crazy today. So yeah, it looks like one of them's coming home. I was like, hey, listen, I was like, you're not taking 2 weeks off from school. Like I've had a cough for 2 weeks. You're not taking off school for 2 weeks. Just saying it right now. You can come home today, which Melissa's already out, so that's the only reason kind of I let it. But yeah, kids coming home. I'm like, man, I feel like there's definitely a meme in this one, right? You know, like baby boomers, we walk, you're lucky. We walked uphill both ways. And then Generation Xers is like, telling our kids, you should walk uphill both ways because you're weak. Just funny how it works out. Anyway, let's dive into things. Like I said, I got phones going off, nurses calling me. She's like, do you want to talk to him? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you should stay. Um, she's like, this is the nursing room. I'm like, so are you letting him come home? Is that what you want? Oh, I've told him that before. Yeah. No, Asher's the one that he would be the one that would be stuck on it. He wouldn't hear anything else I had to say neuro. He'd be like, wait, uphill both ways in the snow. He would be that kid trying to figure out how that's even possible. Right? He wouldn't hear anything I have to say. Yeah. That's Asher. So all right, I got this over here. Man, I got stuff everywhere. All right, so CPI for the pound, obviously much higher than expected. I think everybody expected that though. Decent run up. You can see pound yen is back up to 75, down back down to 58. Those who are retracing a little bit with the rollover of the sessions. Pound dollar up again, not surprising, but again, pound dollar up is important because again we're seeing strong pound, but we're seeing it overpower the dollar. So always nice to see. And then you're seeing the dollars coming back. It's obviously the dollar US or euro US is retracing a bit, right? So it's coming back down. And then you're seeing it, dollar strength kind of there, not anything spectacular. But it's kind of showing its head and everything else. Dollar Swiss, dollar CAD, dollar yen, Aussie dollar. So it's there. At 10:30, we're gonna have crude oil today. I think that could be an interesting trade setup. Just because there was a surplus, but just barely a surplus. So I think it could provide some pretty good trading opportunity today. Besides that, we have a couple different people speaking. Nothing crazy. I think tonight, inflation expectations. I know that James is all over the roo, but I feel like he should be looking at the Kiwi tonight because of, again, the expectations. New Zealand has already raised interest rates. Previously, it was 2.7. Right, 2.27. With the raised interest rates, we'll have to see what the inflation expectations look like. They were the first ones to actually raise. So think that could provide some something pretty interesting. All right. So that's what we got today. Tomorrow morning, obviously, we have the Philly Fed manufacturing and unemployment claims. Could be pretty decent. The Philly Fed is, it's moving a little bit, not tons, and then a couple more speeches tomorrow. But I think that's going to really kind of set the indices off in preparation for Friday. Although not really any, not really any like opening print news on Friday morning. Just retail sales, and then core retail for CAD, and then just a couple of different people speaking. So I don't know. I would say right now it's kind of set up more for a feel good Friday, unless there's some major headline. Policy mix should shift QE to other tools. Yeah. Uh, it's all ECB stuff. Lower level ECB should signal that a rate hike is not imminent. It's not. That's not what you want to hear. That a rate hike is not imminent. Raising interest rates would expose EBD balance sheets losses. ECB should not raise rates before QE ends. So yeah. So basically talking about how, hey, none of these things are good. You should not raise interest rates. So we'll see how that rolls out. Let's go over into the charts. Let's start with the dollar index. So dollar index, you can see it's pulling back from its high. It hit its high late last night, around midnight. It finally continued to push up. And all we did was we raised trace back, and this is kind of where we were sitting yesterday, right around this time frame. 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock is right here, so we're a little bit above. So it's still slightly up from where we were, but it's kind of pulling back. And again, dollar index, there could technically be some buyers in there. I think this is justified after the run that it had up. But again, 0.07 is not anything, gigantic out there. VIX is popping. Okay, so we were hoping that VIX was going to come down before it found another area worth of buyers down there, but VIX is obviously kind of popping up again. Could be from some of the news and comments that were out today, but right now it's green VIX, red market, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Although none of them are, besides the Russell, none of them are really doing anything kind of earth shattering. And like I said, these are all delayed right now. I should just buy the thing. I should just buy it so I don't have the delayed data anymore. Will, are you out there? Is Will here? Will, you have a subscription to this, right? Like I feel like you said you have entered trades. Are you're doing your futures trades through here, right? Yeah. And you've been happy with it? I should just do it. Yeah, I should probably just do it. Holy crap, that was hot coffee. I chart on toss, trade on TradingView. Oh my God, Will. Why would... Yes. Yes, wait until next week, though. Why am I waiting until next week? Is there like going to be like a Black Friday deal? Oh, do they really? Okay. It's funny. I got my, I don't know if it was Black Friday or year end. When I bought my license for Ninja Trader, I did the same thing and it was like half the price. I'm like, wow, do people actually buy this the rest of the year? Like when it's twice the price? Wait until next week. They'll have 46% discounts. Okay. I got my annual at like 50% off of what I did last year. Oh, okay. All right. So I'll wait till next year then. Yeah. But that's how I bought my lifetime Ninja Trader license. I ended up doing it for half the price. Speaking of Ninja Trader. Okay. Well, two things. Okay. I guess there is a new version of Pine Script out right now. They've upgraded it, and supposedly, according to the update list, it has many new powerful improvements in programming or, in abilities. Okay. Have not talked to the programmer to see if it's possible yet, but I think I have found a programmer for Ninja to get the indicator over there. So that may be something that I am going to investigate. I'm slowly doing more in TradingView, but some of the older code I'm using is still in TOS. Yeah. Oh, speaking of TOS, I just saw so we have the next Nadex education event. December 6th, I think. And it is me and Tom Sosnoff speaking. Pretty exciting, right? It's funny, on the promo, my name is actually above Tom's. I was like, I don't think Tom's going to approve that, but it's kind of cool for me. I have the picture. I'm above Tom right now. right? It's Brian Caprice and Tom Sosnoff. I'm like, yes. So I mean, talk about kind of like, I'm considered a Nadex expert, but it's funny, like the page that I'm on there, and it's like, and learn indicators from Nadex experts. It's like, why would I be on the learn indicators page? I'm like the anti-indicators person. I laughed. I thought it was pretty funny. Like learn and how to use indicators from Nadex experts. It's Brian Caprice and Tom Sosnoff. I was like, okay. So yeah, yeah, got them on that one. So look at this. Make volatility work for you. All right, so Black Friday. Looking for Black Friday deals. I'm so tired of coughing. For Black Friday, that's what I want. No more coughing. All right, so VIX is obviously moving. Dollar index is moving down a little bit. Let's see what we got over in the charts right now. So we had this level. We mentioned it yesterday, the 72.77. Again, it did push it to the very, very brink. It ended up not holding the bottom and then kind of acted as a pop area. Although, I don't know if any guys were able to grab this. I think James did. James is having a love affair with kangaroos at this point. Again, obviously, we were in a downtrend on the larger time frames. This was a downtrend setup. When we had the pullback, went to a nice little area and it's continued to push lower. So, again, a nice little trend continuation. Is it this one? Is what this one? Huh? I'm confused. Nora, what are you saying? Nora, what are you saying? Neuro puts the ... just to keep everybody in suspense. It's like, what are you talking about, Neuro? Why are you messing with me? The seminar you mentioned for yeah, it's live, but I think you need the link. Put it this way, it looks a million times better than any of the marketing we've seen out of them lately. I just saw like the rough draft of it. It's actually published, but they need to fix some things on it. But yes, it's the one next month. It's the December 6th Education Summit. It's like the landing page, million times better than what we've dealt with in the past. Million times better. Love it. I was like, man, Todd, this looks so much better. There's like a promo video for it with like some Kessie music. It's 12/7. Yeah, 12/7, 12/6, something like that. Yeah. It'd be on whatever that Tuesday is. I was like, isn't that like Pearl Harbor Day? Something like that. Todd's like, I don't know. Is it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be that one. It's me and Tom. Yep, that one, Neuro. I forgot that you're like a super sleuth. I have to build my slide deck. Have not done it. Yeah, it's the PhD. Yeah, I haven't built my deck. We have my topic in, but I have not built my deck yet. Everybody is building their decks this week, so I'm not too far behind. But yeah, my deck will be on call spreads versus knockouts. So we'll see. I'm not sure it'll get approved by compliance, but it'll be the truth. Yeah. Anyway, you should be the downtrend setup. You should have gotten short this one. I'm not really looking to get long this one until 72.37, 72.33. Yeah, right there. 72.33. I think it's got more room to run. It's so funny. I have that forex.com over there. So yeah. I think this one's probably pretty decent. Look for it to drop. I'm all on board this one. I think the inflation expectations should be interesting for New Zealand, but at this point, I think staying dollar strength is probably the way to go, right? Probably the way to go. But the trade's already happened and it's occurred. Again, downtrend setup, 34-hour. Again, entry would have been really 2:00 this morning, but again, that's an easy set to forget, easy zone to pull it from. And actually, I guess at 7:00 you had another opportunity too. So not necessarily concerned about this group anymore. All right, that would have been your first profit target. So let me see. I guess in reality, I guess it could have done it from there, but probably more there. Let's see. Where's our 1 to 3? Right there. So haven't gotten out of it yet. Probably pretty soon. Let's go to Aussie Yen. Aussie Yen. Yeah, gotta hate this one. So we were mentioning this yesterday. We had this Harry Potter in there. Profit target's going to be down at 83.43. It did its thing. It kind of gave us this little hiccup right here, and then slammed all the way through the profit target. It's like, you're killing me, bro. All the way through, pop back up again at that 2 o'clock time frame in the morning. Kind of grab the level, kind of not. It's kind of a little bit higher. You would have actually had to draw this one. Not that I, you know, that's where you had to draw it, so it kind of didn't hit. This is what we're looking for. It ended up going short. Both of them were there. The Aussie dollar was the better one from the two. But yeah, again, you're starting to see it collapse down. So I think this one gets a little, runs into a little bit of issue, right? Probably in this area, right? Um, Probably in this area, right? Reason why is because again, you can see all the, all the demand coming in as it hits, it hits, it hits, it hits, it hits, it hits, it hits. Not really. I mean, it had an okay exit, but I think that's where the first potential stall is. I think we wait till it gets down to really 83, and there may actually be, even kind of a little bit of a zone if we get, kind of a bounce right before that level. I think there may be an opportunity to kind of get back on that one. But this one. Again, liked it, but we were already in a short trade, so it would have been a target, not actually an entry. It should have actually been listed like this, right, from that entry. So, but you can see right now it's blown through, and phew, if you got this one, this was a decent ride. Let's see, what are we at? 60, 60 so far. So not horrible. Ah, man, Neuro, the coffee is good. Like I just refilled it, and I don't like. I'm not one of those like piping hot coffee people. Like I know some people are like, man, I want like boiling. It's not me. Um, this is like the it's at the just under boiling stage. So, um, man, it's like whew, today with the ads. Man, Black Friday's coming in perfect. So yeah, still downtrend. Problem with this one is rolling very very fast. We have no kind of opportunity to get into a setup. Um, Hold on one sec, guys. Uh, okay, sorry. It's sorta. Hold on, I'm trying to message his mother real quick. It's sorta sinus. Yeah, just normal. The one Jin brought home. All right. Um, Sorry. She's gonna blame me that Asher's now sick. I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing. She's like, it's just a cold. I'm like, yeah, it's just a normal cold. I'm like, half his school has it. Jin's daycare has it. Hold on. All right. She's like, did he get it from your house? I'm like, no, I don't know where he got it from. These are the questions you get, right? Um, anyway, look for this one again. A little bit of a hiccup. I think 83 is a potential rollover for profit. I like it more at the when the Aussie session, Asian session starts. I think that would be a better opportunity. So Euro pound continuing to drop again. This one. Same thing. We mentioned the Harry Potter yesterday. Your break of the 84.33. This one took 6 hours. So if you guys didn't get this one, it's your fault. I mentioned it wasn't a huge, huge mover. Now we're talking about 25 pips of the downside. And again, we knew it was going to have a sticking point. You can see it literally bounced off that level, sliced through, and then based in it, came back up, and then pulled back into it again. So it really likes the 84 level, 84.06. Hopefully, you guys were able to grab this one. If you look back, I think the next kind of level where we have some stickiness is probably down here, but I think this was the one on the 4 hour. Yeah, we had to see this one on the higher time frame. Yeah, so this is what we're kind of dealing with right now, right? It's a 4 hour level. It kind of pushed, it pulled back a little bit, and then launched itself. So this is the 4 hour zone we're going into. The European comments today are not great, but my God, another one, another ad. But it is a higher time frame zone that we do have to respect, and it is on the kind of the larger time frame of things. Oh, that was weird. One of the top monitors just blinked. Um, Lovely. It's just not my day. Let me turn this off. All right. So I do think it's a level that we need to watch out for. I do think, in bringing it across, um, like I said, we're nearing it. We're not there yet. We're about 35 pips away, so we got a little bit more room to run. It's just a little bit less than one ATR to the downside, but I think again that's kind of the overall target that price is going to kind of continue to push lower on this one. Um, is there a great entry in here? Unfortunately, not really. This one never even pulled back enough. This one kind of would have got stopped out if you use that one. Um, Again, the Harry Potter was great because we had a decent level of basing. This may be the new base, but with a punching through. Did you get it from your KTS dudes? Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on you guys. I'm like, yeah, there's just got neuro, right? No, yeah, no. Like, there's like 5 kids on the lacrosse team that are their families are coughing. Yeah, I mean, it's just there are more things out there than just COVID. Actually, speaking of, sure, blame it on me. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely blame it on you, Neuro. Speaking of like other illnesses and stuff, I don't know if Sean. Oh, yeah, Sean, you're on here. Did you see? I think it's Michigan State had like 87 or something like that, like a ridiculous amount of flu cases where they're like, "Oh, the CDC's been called in," right? I was like, "Whoa." And they're like, "Oh, 70% were unvaccinated." I'm like, "Yeah, because people just started getting the flu vaccine. Come on." Right? But then again, then we could talk about Debbie about how at a laboratory outside of Philadelphia that they found, 6 vials of or 2 vials of smallpox and or like 5 bottles that say vaccina, right? So yeah, there's only 2 labs in the world that are licensed or registered or allowed to have smallpox. One of them is Aberdeen in Maryland, right? Our kind of like chemical weapons facility. And then Russia has a lab that's supposedly licensed to have it. So there's only 2 labs in the entire world. Why there's vials of smallpox floating around Philadelphia? I don't know. I don't know. Debbie, get your people in line over there. Yeah, I saw it this morning. Yeah, they said it was like a Merck laboratory or something like that. Which I mean, again, Merck would have access to that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're old. Yeah, they're old vials. But yeah, they found 2 of them in a library or in not a library, a laboratory. Yeah. So library. Whew, that would be bad. So, but anyway, I think this one comes down. I would say watch for this one to continue to drop. But unfortunately, no trade left on this one. The trade would have been from yesterday's setup. Euro yen. Okay, Euro yen is in an area where we're waiting for that one. Oh my God, what's the ads today? This is the most ads we've had in like weeks. So again, same kind of Harry Potter. Looking for this one to come back down to 129. It's still there. Like I said, it likes this line. We had that one kind of clearing wick through, and then came back up and we're basing again. So I do like this one short. The risk on it is rather small. It's only 11 pips, so it's nothing gigantic. But again, with the comments that we're hearing, could be a decent runner to the downside on that. Um, you know, like I said, like that one short. I think that one comes through. Okay. Same assessment from yesterday, so we won't spend any time on it. Euro dollar. So euro dollar pulled back up to a level. As you guys can see, it was a downtrend, and I'm not sure if this one triggered or not. I'd have to go back and check. Not sure, but again, it would have been. It's definitely a down, and then has a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if that triggered it or not. I want to say that it did, but in any way, it did. It would have been. And then again, you saw the second hit from 7 o'clock this morning. So again, only willing to take shorts right now in the euro dollar. I think that's the prudent s- you know prudent trade. I think the trade has already happened for the morning with it pulling up, and again now it's kind of stabilizing a bit. But I think 112.44 is the next level of buyers, followed by again there's a large zone. But again, the 111.74 I think is probably the best. But again, another downtrend setup scenario on the 30-minute 4 hour. If you have the indicator, you know. If you don't have the indicator, you don't know. Okay, and like I said, the goal for the new year is to get it on other platforms besides MT4. Um, it would be cool to get it on Ninja. I haven't traded with Ninja for a while. Ultimately, I'd love to get it on TradingView because I think that provides the easiest option for people. But again, we may have the ability to kind of, like I said, I found a developer that believes he can do it for Ninja, and that would be a secondary platform. Okay. Man, if I could get on TradingView, that would be the best. But unfortunately, PineScript is a little bit too young. So Anyway, look for the buys on both of those. Pound yen. So you're seeing this one kind of pull back, which again, it's doing its profit taking. It's actually hitting a level of sellers up top. We do have buyers below, so I think overall again the target for those longs, the 155.23. We were talking about it yesterday, and it got about a little over half, maybe two-thirds. Looking for a bit more of a push right now with the European session starting to close a little bit. I would say, and again with the yen kind of powering through, the yen's getting some strength right now. It's going to be a fight, but I do think overall, we do have tomorrow retail sales coming in later this week. I do think that this one has the ability and comes up and tags the 155, which is sitting 155 is right there. All right. There's our 155 level. So I do think we get up to it. Again, it's going to be about where we find these buyers. There's another one. This must be the pre-Black Friday spam, right? The pre-Black Friday spam. Um, Let me know. Melissa just happened to be out with the baby, so it's so funny. So I'll tell you this real fast. So last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever, when the boys came home, I guess Reese was sick. Reese was like actually sick or something like that, or maybe that was the week. I don't know. Basically, both my kids ended up in the nurse. We went and picked one of them up. Leah picked up the first one, and then the second one needed to come home. So we had to go get him, and Melissa was out already. So it was funny that one Miss Caprice showed up to pick up one child, and then the second Miss Caprice, or actually Miss Holder, obviously because we're not married anymore. But then Miss Caprice showed up, and like, wait, you're not the same woman that. How are you, the boy's mom? Totally messed with the nurse lady. I was like, oh, it was a funny. Lady was like, "What? Are you sure?" I was like, "Did they card you?" Melissa's like, "No," but obviously, like the boys are white and Melissa's Asian, so it was pretty funny. It was like, and it's not like she looks old. Melissa's 31, but doesn't, obviously she looks younger than that. Um, so it's just kind of funny. Um, she's like, "Yeah, lady kind of gave me a hard time." Anyway, euro dollar, pound dollar. Again, we're playing in the pound strength mode. Again, it hit this level. You know, was it a great long? You could have done, gotten something decent off of it, but with it coming back down again and it blasted through this level, especially with it peeking through, it's not necessarily a high quality entry of something that I would say, yeah, that was good, right? Um, it is funny. We're lining up where everything is in the red except the pound dollar and dollar CAD. I think next time it goes through, the 134.05 is a decent run all the way down to 133.60. I do like that level. Not that it had an explosive move off, but we talked about it yesterday. Again, it kind of came down touch than it is from a higher time frame. So he didn't have his backpack. Yes. Melissa's there. She's like, should I get kids? She's like, should I get kid cough syrup or grown up stuff? And she's like, syrup? I'm like, yes. I'm like, get both. Just get it all. Like, why not? Get it all, Melissa. Get it all. Um, so again, there would be the trade setup, the same one we talked about yesterday, 134. Oh my god, again. Um, dollar CAD. Hmm. Hello, dollar CAD. There we go. I was like, that's funky. I was like, that's weird. All right. So here's dollar CAD. We talked about it running up and ended up going down, and the market was extremely disappointed. And it literally shot higher and ended up grabbing the same level. We were looking to start it from there, but this was on the opposite basis. So, kind of retracing a little bit, but this was the trade that we drew yesterday. We were sitting right. Where were we? We were sitting right here yesterday, right, right here, where we drew this. So, yeah, I mean it's in. Like I said, you're about two thirds, about half. It got to about two thirds of the way through. We're sitting at about half right now, shooting back down. But the way that that exploded off of there, I think you could probably hold this for a little bit longer. Look for a retracement back down into the 125.55 area. So again, always nice. I wish. Does this have a? Well, is there a back test thing where I can kind of pull it back? Settings. Is there any way that I can do that? Punch like a date in and have it go back to that, like kind of like a back testing mode. Maybe is that in like the strategy test or something? Interesting to see how that one popped off that level. Like I said, I need to get here and play with this a bit more. You can use replay. Where's replay at? I don't have any idea where that is. Oh, this? Oh, I'll have to figure out. All right, I'll have to mess with that one. I'll have to try that one out. Top bar, yeah, I see it. I've never done anything with it, so I'll have to mess with that one. Anyway, there's a trade we talked about yesterday. I think based off of the pop, it's probably a decent runner. Not that the CAD data was great, but we do have a lot of CAD data the rest of this week, so I think this one retraces all the way back down. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, we had a level. Look at this. We're looking for kind of a break above, and it really wasn't super clean. It kind of spiked up, grabbed that level, and kind of came back down again. So dollar Swiss is in kind of a funky spot right now. I mean, it says it's up 29 from where we were yesterday, which again would have been over in this area right here. But it's really starting to, actually, I guess it's this area. But it's starting to come back down again, and it's actually broken through some of these lows. You know, we had these kind of 3-4 touches here, and we're pushing down again. It's almost kind of set up where we're going to have a continuation down, although I don't really like a whole lot. I mean, obviously, basing level here with a little bit of a pop, a little bit in here. I'd say, if anything, I'd be a little bit more bearish in this position, right? But I mean, none of the setups in here are really great. Even if I stretch it out, you're looking, yeah, we just broke through, this kind of minor level right here, right? Right there. I can't draw it now, right? Here, 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 here. And then we kind of peek through it. So, I don't, none of this is explosive enough for me to take a short off of, but I think if anything, I would say, kind of more shorts. And we were talking about how there just really wasn't enough room to run up from the 90. You're talking about 20 pips through with the amount of risk was probably not worth it. I don't know. I'd say bearish, but I don't really have an entry for it, so not much we can do with it. Dollar yen coming back down again. I guess dollar yen is now lagging as well. I feel like as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna go unplug my router. I should call Verizon and complain. I hate my Verizon router. Like the phones keep losing connection upstairs, and they have a newer one. I want them to send it to me for free. They're gonna look at my bandwidth and be like, "You want what for free? We should charge you for commercial usage." No, 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 no. With 2 kids and me that are always on the computer, this is, I feel like I'm gonna get busted. Like God knows, like I have like when they're home, I, I'm either doing something with streaming, and if I'm, gaming, I'll have gaming and YouTube up. They both do the same thing. So it's like we have 3 YouTubes running at one time, plus the up and down feedback from the games. Plus, Jen is typically watching her play, and then sometimes Melissa has something on too. Like God knows what the actual amount of data that we cycle through this router, though. I'm totally going to get busted and have to buy a commercial plan. um, anyway, we knew we had a hiccup up top. We hit the hiccup and it kind of rolled. It was gradual. You could have traded it though. You could have actually. Again, I like the formation top on this one. That one peaked last night at about 6:30. So again, you did have time in the overnight and kind of European session open. There's your 3 o'clock candle for the short. So it is definitely something that you guys could have gotten into and could have traded. And it wasn't bad. The stop on that one was about 8. Yeah, about 8, and 24 would have been easy to hit in the other direction. 1 to 3 is right there. So you can see we're well past. And I think this one continues to retrace lower. We're seeing yen strength across the board, really until we get probably another 20, 25 pips down. I don't really see a whole lot of buyers stepping in. So, again, I think it could have some good opportunity, but unfortunately, the trade setup really kind of triggered at the European Open this morning. So not much else you can do with it at this point. Oh crap! I realize Oh, speaking of platforms, Will, I have a research firm that wants to talk to me about futures contracts on platforms like TradeStation, Tradeovate, and I think they said TradingView was the third one. I think it was the third one. Yeah, he wants to ask. They want to ask me questions about preferences for users and things like that. Should be an interesting conversation. Guy's gonna tell me more about it. I'm like, all right, sure, you can put my name in, whatever. He's like, we'll pay you for your time. I'm like, okay, you can pay me for my time. So we'll see what they want to talk about. I always love it. They're like, oh, are you familiar with TradeStation? Yes, I used to teach the platform for 6 years. Very familiar with it. What do you want to know? And if they ask me about toss, I'm gonna be like, garbage, garbage. Only old people trade on it still because they refuse to go to new things. But we'll see. All right, so let's go across and let's look at oil. All right, so oil is obviously doing nothing exciting right now. Um, literally chopping back and forth. I mean, we talked about it continuing to push down in time for the news. It's kind of doing that, but I mean, oil not very exciting whatsoever right now. I mean, again, we were opening here and we're at the same price as opening, and let's see, let's drop it down to a 5 minute, see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of pulled in this lower level. And really, either of these kind of works. Yeah, we're kind of holding down here. The wicks are still a little bit big, but I would say right now it still looks like it's set for more of a long than it is anything else. We got about 11 minutes to go on this one, so we'll come back and check that one. Um, I would say more set up for a long right now. Natural gas. Look at this, the fib killer, natural gas. Right. So we drew this yesterday out there, and we talked about it being a zone, right? And it kind of hit it, and kind of hit it, and again, downtrend. And when we had this pullback, look at this, sliced through the 50, but held the 51 or the 61.8, kind of based above, kind of grabbed some more orders up top, and then said, nope, don't care. And we're all the way down to the 78. So some people will be like, no, 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 50, no, no, 61.8, no, no, 78.60, right? All the way down. So, yeah. Natural gas is going. And again, this is why we kind of keep that risk on there. So, yeah, I think this one has been absolutely just a monster as far as volatility goes. Yesterday at this time we were up 7%. Now today, or actually 5.5. Now we're down 4.78. Um, yeah, I mean at this point, what's going to slow it down until we get back down to 475? There's really not a whole lot there. So yeah, toss is the apple of the trading world. I can't tell why it's so popular. I don't know. I'm not sure. Ernest, I've never liked it. I think it's one of those. Oh, look, we're getting the best uncensored gym picks. So we're getting different ads on TradingView now. Nice. I got nothing but forex brokers, and now I'm getting uncensored gym pictures. TradingView must be sleeping. Um, I don't know, man. I never liked it. I was like, oh, I don't like this, and like anybody can make it look fancy if that's all. But the charting is just not nice to look at. The scrolling up and down, the selecting frames and things like that. Like I don't know. I mean, if you wanted to make it different, I guess, but I mean, it's never won any like best charting platforms. I mean, you know, its options entry is considered the best, right? That is good, right? But besides that, there's just I mean, like if you were to purchase Toss, you would not purchase it for its charting ability. You would purchase it for its options entering. That's it. I hear Biden may open 2 pipelines. Anyone else hear that? He's going to open pipe. That's okay. I heard the Shell people are like really excited. I'll tell you right now, he opened Shale. I hope the Republicans rail him next year because it's like you had a clean pipeline coming in. It was carbon neutral. Canada was all about it. Billions of dollars were put into it. Thousands of jobs, and you canceled it. And now you're going to let the shale people start producing? Really? Which is like 100 times more environmentally unfriendly than the carbon neutral pipeline was? Idiot. I have not. That would definitely ruin his. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, absolutely, Neuro. Right. It was a carbon neutral pipeline. Yep. Yeah. Yep. And now we have 30-year high inflation. Woo! Yeah. And I think, and it's funny, listening to a Blord be like, yeah, you could, we're going to have continuality if we, if Bernard takes it, which is great. It's like, well, why would you replace him if we're going to have continuality? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you replace him just to put your candidate in? At the same time, if you put her in and we go into a recession, she's done. This is Elizabeth Holmes all over again. There you go. Put a female candidate in before because she's female, right? Um, get us the digital dollar, but when we go into a recession or maybe even worse next year, you know, then she's going to be yanked out and people are going to be angry. They're going to be like, look at this. It's one of those things. It's like, put somebody to a situation where they have a chance of winning. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's transitory carbon neutral. Transitory. Transitory carbon neutral. So, yeah, natural gas. I think you look to get long once it gets a little bit lower. Gold in here. Gold is rallying back up again. I mean, literally, we had this big push down yesterday from that 830 numbers. We dropped down. We kind of hit it. There was a small zone. We were looking to get long from 1844. Unfortunately, it used this level of basing, and it actually didn't even come back to the level, so you would not have gotten an entry on it to get high. We pulled back in the same level. I mean, I think really, if we're going to bracket this one off, that's what I have the yellow box over here for. I mean, really, kind of like this is kind of, you know, I guess really in reality, I mean, because we're actually looking for a short here. I would say this is probably where it's bracketed between 1886 and 1821. It's a $40 kind of window back and forth. Um, yeah, yeah, I would say not much. Right, there's really not much we can do with this one right now. It's just kind of smack in the middle. There's no zone there. The two red lines again are an area of interest. So yeah, silver, 31 cents. 31 cents a day is not going to get it to where all those people are. Um, I've already thought of many ideas. I've already whiteboarded many ideas for all those people that, all those people out there that were calling for $100 by the end of the year. They're magically all silent. I haven't heard from them for a while. Um, I want to make sure that, I checked. I'm not unfriended yet, but I'm telling you, January 1, I will be. I cannot wait to get out there and talk about it. Stop giving bad advice to all these people and telling them it's going to 100, and now you made them lose all this money. So, silver, kind of the same thing. I'm waiting for 25.41. Again, looking to come down to 24.50. It did the same flip. You would not have gotten entered if you used that level. But again, look, dink, 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 drop down below, and then kind of went right off the top of it. So, area of interest, I would say, if anything, I like silver. It's a little bit higher for more of kind of a negative kind of run on this one. Um, yeah, that's all we got. All right, let's go up and let's go see if oil has started to move in a bit. Um, no, it's pushed down a little bit, but it's kind of pulling back to that level of stabilization. I would say still probably a long, but just kind of what we drew earlier. This, yeah, I would say still probably long. It's got to get back up. It's got to go 40 cents. Yeah, 40 cents. All right, we'll check on that one. All right, let's check ES. Let's see if we had any setups for this morning. It's close. I mean, like if you're going to use this as a level, really probably there. But I mean, it's nice if you have it here, right? But most likely you're gonna have to do it just there. So more setup for a short this morning, right? Kind of missed the entry depending on how you drew it. If you had drawn it off of this level here, right? Maybe you're not. You got your short entry on that one. I think it was pretty decent. Close though. Whew. I would say right now, again, this one really has nothing slowing it down until we get back lower. And we talked about this. We had one pop off of already. Very strong push. Nice strong push off of that one. So I do think that is a potential to watch out for. Does it hold it? I don't know. But again, if we can start to slow it down a little bit, I mean it's 10:30. If we can slow it down in this level, um, kind of get us to news time, I think that makes the most sense for this one. Hitting this level like right before news may not be the best, but hit and getting close. Breaking news: 100,000 Americans. Let's see, what is it? Oh, that's not that much. I guess it is. It says more than 100,000 Americans died from drug overdoses amid COVID lockdowns, the most deaths ever recorded in 1 year. So, yeah, not really a financial news thing, but you know, again, the most deaths. I believe in a year of lockdown, I believe we'll get many most deaths in categories. Um, just what happens. And then you have Florida. Um, anyway, let's put a price tag on this one, right? Let's throw a price tag right down here. Let's talk about how, again, it's, at this point, the early morning trade would have been out, right? Had you gotten in there, 1 to 3 was only there, so you were well beyond, right? Well beyond. It's so funny that it does it from there. It's funny. It does not show that it's a trade there, even though the wick is above. It's so funny. I need it to there. Gotta love how it does that. But yeah, you guys can see you're well out on that one. Um, NQ15. NQ kind of had the setup, kind of the same level. I mean, there's your setup. 1 to 3 is there. So again, kind of the same thing. You would have made it through, right? Um, but man, talk about volatile. Down, straight back up again, and now back in the red at 10:30. So then you have Florida. Then you have Florida. Yeah, I think Florida still has the lowest. It's funny. Every 30 seconds, you heard about how Florida was the top. Florida, Florida, Florida beaches, Florida, 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 Florida. And now that they have the lowest, you haven't heard a single peep out of Florida in like 2 weeks. Nothing. It's weird. It's like Florida disappeared. Like it sank. Like there was a major earthquake and it floated off, and then they decided that they no longer wanted to be part of the United States. That's kind of how it's. What is? Oh no, wait, that's California. Yeah, nothing. Right? Anybody heard anything about Florida? Occasionally hear about, and Florida has the lowest rates. But on to anthrax. It's kind of like it's odd. You just hear nothing about Florida. Now, not that I don't think DeSantos is a little crazy. Is that his name, DeSantos? Not that I don't think he's a little crazy, but yeah, it's amazing. You don't hear anything. And then it was funny too. They were like, "Oh, but the data is skewed because if you don't live in Florida, if it's not your primary residence, you don't count as a case in Florida." I'm like, okay, so what you're saying is if somebody from New Jersey brings COVID to Florida, it doesn't count as Florida numbers. And they're like, well, it doesn't count in New Jersey's numbers either. Okay, so what are you pissed about? That it doesn't count in Florida or New Jersey? Because if it doesn't count in either one, it doesn't hurt New Jersey. So that means New Jersey's data would technically be skewed and wrong too, which means it's higher, right? And so I love how they do that. They're like, the data is skewed. Well, if it's been skewed the entire time, then it's the same, right? Which means it was even higher before. But I didn't hear you talking about how the data was skewed, that the data was actually higher when they were at the peak. I only hear you talking about it when it's at the lowest. Good old media. Oh. Melissa's like, large sections of the cough cold medicine section are cleared out. It's because everybody has the same thing, Melissa. All right, let's go to oil. Oh, look at that. Already popped. Let's go see what the oil number was. Mm-mm. Wow, did I call it or what? What if it comes in negative this morning? Wow, look at that. It's almost like I knew. Uh, it will count in whatever state the positive test was. No, Debbie, they said that it doesn't. Because New Jersey, Florida doesn't count it because they're not residents, right? Right? They don't count it because they're not residents, but the original state doesn't count on their books either. So there's like this whole like missing people. But the only state that we really see it in is Florida, because not many other people are traveling back in, like, it's a travel destination. Like not many people are traveling to, like, New Mexico, right? There's no vacation spot in the desert. So, but yeah, look at that. Crude oil, man, called it. What if it comes in negative today? So overall, there was your spike. And there was the initial pop, and people are like, "What the heck is going on in oil?" But yeah, we'll see if we can get all the way up top. But man, look at that! Called it. Melissa's so excited. She's like, "I don't ever get out of the house. This is great. I'm at CVS." It's like, yeah, it's fun. Um, but yeah, Debbie, you would think that that would make sense, but no, that's not how they do it. No, it's based off of like if you're a resident, it counts. If you're just visiting, it doesn't count for that state because you're just visiting. And they're like, you didn't get it in the state. Like if you show up in Florida and a day after you're in Florida, you get symptoms. You didn't get it in Florida. You got it in your state. But the problem is that's not like because it takes 5 to 7 days to kind of do its thing. You can't get it in 24 hours, and that's why it doesn't count. The new trend is to be outraged by everything. I was outraged this morning after putting hot water in my freezer last night. It turned to ice. I know, right? Right? Yeah. Outrage everywhere, guys. Look at this. Almost said it was 1 to 3. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. So again, 35 in one setup, guys, came right down. And again, it wasn't like I mean, like, and I said, I don't actually know. I don't have an inside report. I'm not James. I don't know these things. But looking at the other number being slightly positive, it looked like it was setting up to be a negative number this morning. And again, the price action kind of showed the same thing that it looked like it was going to be the same. So there we go. Let's see. Where are we at? NQ. We talked about that setup. YM. Let's talk about this. Oh, YM. Oh, same one, right? No, 945. So yeah, this one was a tricky one. Look at this. There's your level of basing. There's your level of basing at the top of that candle. There was the short. But would you have gotten entered? Would you have been able to get an entry on the bid ask spread on that one? It's literally to the dot. The answer is probably no. Love to tell you guys that there you go. It's 3 for 3. I don't think you could have entered into that trade. I don't think you'd have got in. I mean, maybe if you manually popped it when it hit there, it's literally right on there. This would have been like a pipette's cousin, like a triple pipette. I don't think you wouldn't have covered the spread for YM. But again, another great short, another pullback right at the open, right at the level of basing set up ahead of time on the 15-minute chart. Another example of how you got to drop to those 15s at the open. I feel like I need to make like one of those like viral YouTube videos. Like, you should only be looking at the 15-minute chart at the open, or you're doing it wrong. But I'll name it like something like inflammatory. Like, I got to come up with like something good, something along the lines of like, if you're not trading this time frame, you're doing it wrong. Or how idiots trade the open. Don't be an idiot. Something like that. Get like 1 million views. I will say there's some channels out there. There are some channels out there that are absolutely. It's like, oh, here's the only candlestick chart you ever need, and there's like 3 million views in 3 years. It's like, why? Yeah, right. This is the only one ever. Right. This guy's 12. This guy's 19 years old. Only one ever, guys. He's got years of experience. Russell. Unfortunately, Russell never pulled back. Had you been trading Russell, you'd be looking for it here. I mean, there could have been, could have made an argument that there's a little Harry Potter here, but not really. I mean, you're really stretching it at that point. I mean, look, there's that, dink, this broke it, came and touched it again. So again, there's just your 3 even in this time frame. Look, 1, 2, 3, number 4. Actually, I guess 4 would be here. This would technically be the 5th hit, but it didn't really leave. So again, expecting it to go low. Actually, we can take this. This one popped twice. We're going to remove that. We'll come back to that one later. Actually, let's adjust this forward. We'll save that for next time it touches. We'll change that yellow. This one obviously got blown up. Man, where does Russell stop? Ooh, we're in a racetrack right now. Ooh, we are all the way down here. Okay, so Russell's going to have a rough morning. Let's see. Another 23. Another 23 points for the Russell to head down until we're looking for, an area down south. $23.56. I set up the reporting in my office, and it's directly attached to the health department. Yeah, if I can find the article, Debbie, I'll send it to you. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, I was reading it. I was like, "What? This is the dumbest thing ever." But yeah, they said that they said that why Florida is misleading is because the number doesn't get reported under the states. Yeah, yeah, it was an article, um, and they said that I guess, and I guess it's something that was set up specifically for Florida because that's what they were running into. Like, listen, this person just got here; they've been here less than 24 hours and they have COVID. It's not a Florida case. So, yeah, it was and it kind of when you read the article, it was very much like, oh, it's not as good as you think. It was obviously a more of a democratic sway on it, but at the same time, they did justify it by saying, listen, this is why they're doing it this way because again. It's hard to say, oh, Florida has the most cases. It's like, dude, the person's been here for a few hours. They got a cough. They got tested on a rapid, and now they're positive. Not a Florida case. But they said where it's funky is again, it doesn't tie back to because they're not in the state where they're testing. Doesn't count in New Jersey. It's like you left New Jersey 12 hours ago and you have COVID. Where do you think you got it on the plane? You incubated a 7-day incubation in the 3 hours it took you to get from New Jersey to Florida. No, so it's not a great system, and honestly, looking at the way that COVID is reported and trying to blame states, it's very similar to what the European Union does with monetary policy, right? The ECB, every nation technically can control their own bank interest rates and economy and services, all that kind of stuff is on a country to country basis, but yet they're using one currency. So if your nation's in a bad place, you can't do anything with your currency, like you're losing the right to do it because it's done at a higher level. Where COVID's the same thing. It's like, yeah, we're reporting all these cases and we can change things locally, but the data is still reported as far as the number of Americans. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like you have that kind of watchdog on top, and it's kind of the same thing. And that's honestly that's the biggest flaw to the European Union is because of that scenario, right? Um, and again, COVID's the same thing. You know, it trying to make political decisions based off a bunch of statistical numbers when it doesn't even cover the true. And remember, now we'll never be able to find out now. But remember, how many people got COVID but were asymptomatic, right? We'll never know that true number. And now that everybody's getting vaccinated, you have the antibodies. It doesn't matter. You'll show that you've had it. There's no way to know whether you're a COVID virgin or not after you've been vaccinated. But there's no way to know how many people. I mean, I'm sure I probably had it. I mean, I was around so many different kids and everything like that. I mean, I probably had it. But if I was asymptomatic, I'd have never known. Never got tested. Never would have been a statistic. You never know, and we're never truly going to know. You can make it. This is what we think, but we see how polling and forecasts work, right? So we shall see. All right. With that said, that's it for today. Let's go ahead and do the drawing. It is a 50 chip Wednesday. I feel like we've been doing nothing but 50s. But again, 50 chip Wednesday. Oh God, that's so small because I had it on the other monitor. The other monitor I go smaller. So Marina won yesterday. So Marina will be going for 100. Everybody else is going for 50. We know Ernest is in here jabbering, but he's not in the thing yet. There's Ernest. Ernest is like, I'll go big. Ugh. Ugh. And Deb, you come from the greatest state ever, right? The one district that has like accounting issues is the one that sways the election. Hold on, how many votes do we need? Okay, we'll finish counting tonight. My uncle was so pissed. He's like, "That's such bull." He's like, "Wow, magically we find all these mail-ins." Yeah, he was annoyed. I don't really know much about the other guy, but I think yeah, I think midterms are going to be interesting. All right, let's cut. Ecky's in. We can shut it down now. Ecky's in. All right, here we go. Ecky's in. We're good. Debbie's like, I'll take a little shot to win today. Marina won yesterday, so maybe it's my day. Maybe it's my day. All right, winner of today's drawing is. Hold on. Did Ernest use his Dark Sith powers to steal the pot today. Never. Whoa. Oh, and it's Will. I'm telling you, the Magic 8 Ball knows. The Magic 8 Ball knows. Man, 2021 is the year of Will. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's the year of Will. I'm telling you. Look at that. Well, actually, Will, you weren't here yesterday, and it's like Will's not here. Rain is like, I'm taking it. I got it. I'm sending the hack in, right? Sending the hack in, and she was closing in on you. She's closing in. She was closing in. She's like, yeah, I'm taking it, right? I'm taking it. Russell's having some problems, right? So funny how that works out. But yeah, I'm telling you, Will, had a meeting on Monday, didn't get my ticket in. Yeah. And she took advantage of it. She's like, Will's not here. I got to win today. So, all right, with that said, 10:43. I got to go figure out what I'm going to do with this boy and then get ready for this additional meeting. We'll see what the guy has to say today. I don't know. I was like, we can do a Zoom meeting. He's like, I'll just call you on the phone. I'm like, can we just do a Zoom meeting? Like, I'm so like anti-phone calls at this point, but it's outrageous. Ernest is offended. Ernest is offended, right? Look at that. Ernest put his chips in. He's offended, right? The Magic 8 Ball knew, though, right? The Magic 8 Ball said Ernest would never steal the pot. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a great trading day. Thank you for sticking with me today with it starting late and all the upgrades. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.